On the 22nd of September 1980, in a surprise strike, Iraq attacked all the important airports in Iran. A few days before this attack, Saddam Hussein, the leader of Iraq, ripped apart the deal they made with Iran in 1975 with the help of Algeria, and he did it in front of national television so everybody saw. Saddam said Arvanbut or Chateau Arab belongs to Iraq, and also the 3 Iranian Persian Gulf islands belongs to him too. After being attacked like this, the officers of the Iranian army performed Operation Command 99. In this strike, 140 Iranian aircrafts from F-4s, F-5s, F-14 participated, and their goal was to destroy as many air bases in Iraq as possible. And with this airstrike, they eliminated a lot of Iraqi aircrafts and airstrips. In this operation, 140 aircrafts went inside Iraq's land, and 60 of them were on the lookout, so more than 200 aircrafts participated. After suffering so many destroyed aircrafts, Saddam Hussein decided to move all his aircrafts and important supplies in the corner of western Iraq, a place called the H-3 base or Al-Walid. Saddam thought by doing this, he's gonna stay safe from the Iranian fighters. Iranian intelligence immediately realizes, and they get word that all the important aircrafts and supplies of the Iraqi army are moved to the Al-Walid H-3 base. No expert in this type of work would imagine that the Iranian Air Force could successfully attack a base in western Iraq, because there's no way these aircrafts could travel all the way out here without being seen. So it's because of this that the Iraqi military thought they're safe out here. But on the other side, the Iranian officers are already planning a way on how they can successfully execute this mission, and they believe attacking this facility is crucial to the war. During this time in the Hamadan Air Base, there was a conference going on by the Iranian officers, and one of the most insane airstrikes that has happened in history is being planned right then and there. After this idea and operation was put out there by the officers, the people that were involved couldn't believe their eyes, and a lot of them thought this is out of a Hollywood movie, and there is no way we can attack like that without being seen. We get to April 4th, 1981, the day the operation is gonna begin. The main aircraft being used for this operation are the F-4 Phantoms, which the leader of the pack is Major Baratpour, and he's flying amongst 7 other pilots with their F-4s. Another important figure in this pack is Lieutenant Colonel Qasem Golchin. While this begins, 3 F-5s lift off from the city of Tabriz in Iran so they can attack a base in Kirkuk, Iraq. While this is all happening, two F-14s keep entering Iraqi airspace, and their goal was to distract the Iraqi Air Force. The reconnaissance aircraft that was being used was a C-130 Model H and also a 747 to spy on what is happening. The F-4s lift off from Hamadan. Their first destination is Lake Urumia, and there is a fuel tanker waiting for them so they can fuel up before they go for the attack. One by one they fuel up and head towards the target. Something very impressive these pilots executed was find these F-4s extremely low to the ground in a mountainous area of Iraq and Turkey border. Their average height they were flying at was about 50 meters, so it was extremely dangerous. And since you're flying an F-4, you can't go slow. You have to go extremely fast so it doesn't stall. Some pilots that were participating explained it like this: that it felt like skiing on top of a mountain. That's how close we were. But the F-4s would continue moving forward and past this mountainous area. When you get to the border of Syria and Iraq, another fuel tanker is waiting for them so they can once again fuel up. After fueling up, they go towards H3. While this is happening, two F-14s continue messing around with the Iraqi Air Force, and they're very confident that they can't catch up to these F-14. Before they get to H3, three F-5s lift off from Tabriz and attack the Kirkuk base in Iraq, and this is all a distraction. The least you could say is that the Iraqi Air Force and Army is very busy because they're dealing with a handful, but they're not ready for what's about to hit them, because now it's finally time for the F-4s to attack the H3 base. Every part of the country, the Iraqis are waiting for Iranian aircrafts, except the H3. When the Iranian F-4s reach H3, the nicest thing you could say is that the Iraqis were surprised. Never in a million years were they expecting the enemy to be over this airbase. One by one, the Phantoms passed by the airbase and dropped the bombs they had carried. Once again, they go back to not only destroy airplanes this time, but the equipment and the entire facility. In a few minutes, the personnel that were working at H3 turned into fire. When there was nothing else to destroy for these Phantoms, they started heading back to Iran with the same route they took to get here. Once again, when the F-4s were flying, they stayed very low so the radars don't pick them up so they can be attacked. Before one of the F-4 Phantoms got back to Iran, one anti-aircraft weapon saw one of these F-4s and they fired away. One of these F-4s gets hit and cannot go back to Hamadan, so he's forced to land in a street in western Azerbaijan, a province of Iran. This continued the collection of weird things that happened in this airstrike. and the rest of the F-4s, without suffering anything, land safely in Iran. Throughout the entire airstrike, the F-14s from Western Iran would continuously enter Iraqi airspace to mess with the Iraqi Air Force. Western experts believe that the results the Iranian military received after attacking the H-3 airbase, they considered it the most successful air attacks in recent history. Of course, the success of this mission motivated the Iranian troops to continue on fighting. It took more than a year for the Iraqi Air Force to get back on its feet. That's how much damage they took by being attacked in H-3. This basically created a chain reaction for the Iranian troops to win more battles in this war. The F-4 Phantoms flew more than 4,000 kilometers in this airstrike. Based on the year and the equipment used during this war and airstrike, this is one of the most unbelievable airstrikes in history. Of course, Saddam Hussein's government would never accept that the Iranians did this, and they would say no such a thing took place. And then after a while, they started saying that the Israelis did this, not the Iranians.